If you want to make more money by starting online arbitrage with Amazon FBA, then this video is exactly for you. I'm Cassandra, and here at ProfitGuru, we bring you all of the video content that you could possibly need to start and scale those Amazon FBA businesses. But before we go any further, we have some money to give away. In last week's video, anybody that subscribed to the channel and dropped the words online arbitrage down below in the comments, you were entered in for a drawing for $100. And right now, we are going to pick a winner. But if you were not able to get in on that drawing, don't worry, because we are doing it again right now. If you want to be in this next drawing to win $100, all you have to do is make sure you are subscribed to the Profit Guru channel, and down below in the comments, I want you to comment Profit Guru. Do those two things and come back next week to see if I call your name. But let's see who today's lucky winner is. Congratulations, you just won $100. We want to thank all of you so much for coming to our channel, for entering in on these drawings, and for being here with us. Again, you can get in on next week's $100 drawing, subscribe to the channel, and drop the words Profit Guru down below. Good luck! So what exactly is online arbitrage, also known as OA? In the Amazon seller world, very simply, it is the fine art of reselling. We are finding products that we can purchase very easily online, noticing that we can sell these products for higher on Amazon, and then buying those products, reselling, and compensating on that price difference. While generally speaking, this selling model is not that complicated and not very intricate. However, not all products make for good products to buy and resell on Amazon. That's why it's so important as online arbitrage sellers to have software that can give us those data points that we need. Software that's going to lead us to products and tell us concretely if these products are good for buying and reselling. And that's what this video is all about. The number one software to be using to be doing online arbitrage is ProfitGuru. Not only is the software super focused on helping people who want to do wholesale or look for ideas for private label, it is very, very centered on doing online arbitrage. So keep watching, because I'm going to walk you through step by step how ProfitGuru is the only software that I use for my online arbitrage. It has tons of features that we designed with you type of sellers in mind. And I myself am an OA seller. So all of these features are things that we knew that we wanted and that we needed in order to run our own OA businesses. And that's why we built it, so that we can use it and scale our business while also teaching you guys how to do the same. So sit back, hang out with me for a little bit, and I'm about to show you how this software can turn you into an online arbitrage guru. The first feature that we're going to cover together is the Products tab. From the ProfitGuru dashboard, you can go to the Products tab by clicking here from the main dashboard, or you can click from the menu on the left. Let's first start by coming right here to Advanced Filter. Now, once you start ungating and you figure out which categories and which brands you can sell, that's what you're going to want to filter in first. So for example, if you get ungated in grocery and gourmet food, then we'll select that as the category. Then let's say for the brand, you are ungated in Quaker. Now, there are probably a ton of listings that have Quaker products on them, but not all of them might be performing well. So what we want to do now is come here and set some more advanced filters. Let's start with sold by Amazon. Now, when it comes to competing with Amazon, they like to be greedy on a lot of their listings and take a lot of the buy box wins. So can you jump on listings that Amazon is on? Yes, you can. But for me, I just like to avoid them because I know it's really hard to compete with them. So I want to get them out of the way. I want all of the listings that pop up not to have Amazon on them. For the sales rank, I want to make sure that these products are selling really well. So to have a rank 140,000 or below in grocery and gourmet food, that's a pretty solid rank. That indicates to me that these products are performing well and selling well. But just to ensure that this listing is getting sales, we might say that we want to see at least 10 estimated sales as the minimum. And then for number of sellers, we don't want to compete with too many people because we know that buy boxes rotate between people. And if there are this many people in competitive range of the buy box, then that's less time that we're going to get the buy box and get those sales. So I might say I don't want to see any more than 12 total sellers on it. And of those 12 sellers, I only want maybe 8 of them tops to be FBA sellers. Because if you're also doing fulfilled by Amazon, those are your main competitors. The buy box typically doesn't go to the FBM or the merchant fulfilled sellers as often. Some listings it does, and you do have to check that to see if it's favoring FBA or FBM. But generally speaking, FBA is favored, and those FBA sellers are your main competitors. Now, for the price, if we are listing it for less than $12, then we really are not going to have any wiggle room to make profit. Because when you think of it, what you're buying it for and selling it for, there has to be a ×3 increase. And that's to compensate for the cost of goods itself and the Amazon fees that you're paying. So if you're selling something for $12 and you bought it for $4, then your cost of goods generally will probably be that $4, the fees $4, and then selling it for $12 leaves you with a profit of $4. It's not a science, but that is in general terms how to look at it to quickly eyeball something and see if there's profit to be made. So in the simplest terms, you just don't want to be selling products that have a listing point of less than $12 because you're really not going to have anything left in your pocket. And for the weight, you don't want to exceed maybe 3 to 5 pounds because the heavier the items are, the more they're going to cost in shipping. So the lighter they are, the cheaper you're going to have to pay for the shipping to Amazon, and the better because that's more money in your pocket. And then depending on the category, especially if you're in health and beauty, if you are doing FBA, you cannot sell hazmat products unless you go through Amazon's training. So if you don't have that and you want to FBA your products and send them to the Amazon warehouses to sell, then I just like to put no here, make sure I'm not seeing any listings that are hazmat. Now let's hit search and see how many Quaker products it pulls up. If we head down to the bottom here, there are now 40 different listings that meet the specific criteria that we just input. So this is going to save you so much time trying to reverse source, look at Amazon, look at your supplier, and try to find the listings that are selling well. This is going to tell you right here, based on what you input for your filters, exactly which ASINs and listings meet your criteria. Now all you have to do is look through, make sure that those are actually products that you have access to, can get your hands on. If you're super fresh, starting right from the beginning, you can go to Walmart, check their site. Go to Target, check their site. All of these big chains carry this brand. So if you're ungated in this brand, now you have access to all the best performing ASINs, and you can just buy these products, relist them, and sell them on Amazon. And you can do this for every single category and every single brand that you are eligible to sell. Super powerful, and it's going to save you so much time not having to go and seek the good listings. Our software is going to tell you exactly which listings you should be jumping on in those brands and in those categories. Now, once you do find those products, you obviously want to make sure that they're profitable. So from there, you're going to then jump into the sales estimator and the profit calculator. So how you're going to do this is right here at these circles. This first one here is going to open the calculator for you. And the next one that you see is going to display the historical data. And this is very important because yes, you can see easily at a glance what this product is doing, but we want to make sure that it's performing well across time. Because a buy box right now might be sitting at $20, but that might just be spiked, and the typical selling price might only be $8. So if you buy something expecting to sell it for $20 and that was just spiked for a short period of time, now the buy box slams down to $8, you're going to lose money on that product. So it's so important to always check the historical data to make sure that this product across time is staying steady. When we look at the historical data for this Quaker chocolate protein granola, we can see that there is a lot going on here. Back in November of 2022, we can see that the lowest FBA price here is $15.93, and the total number of FBA sellers is 4. Sellers in general is 9. Now, coming across time, this is not not staying steady. The sales rank is really going up and then really coming back down. So that means that at some periods of time, it's selling pretty well, and other periods of time, it is not. Then right here in May of 2023, the number of sellers in all has jumped up to 13. And because the competition has risen so much, the buy box you can see has fallen. We are now at $5.49 for the FBA offer. Then we see it jumping back up here a little bit, back down again to $4.48. So this is not one that historically is staying steady. I personally would not jump onto this listing because I could not guarantee on it selling for a set point and making sure that I'm going to make profit on this listing. So it's so important to have access to this historical data so that you don't just see what it's doing right now, but you want to check to make sure that's an indicator to make sure that's what it's doing on the regular. Now, the next tool that's going to come in handy when you're looking at products to buy and resell is your profit calculator. So from the products tab, you can find it right here. But for any listing that you want to check the profit calculator for, you can come right over here to the FBA calculator and input the ASIN. So when we search that Quaker chocolate protein granola, it pulls right up. We can see all of the different dimensions, the weight, the category. Now we have the number of sellers, only one of them being FBA sellers. And then we can see the history, rank, and estimated sales, current 7-day and 30-day average. Now, right now, the sell price, the buy box, is sitting at $13.99. So this is really going to help us to look at those fees and know what we can buy the product for and still make profit. After the referral, FBA, and storage fees right here are estimated, we have seller proceeds of $7. But this is not taken into account the cost of goods. So say we can purchase this for $4.30 at Target. Now we're going to calculate, and that would leave us with a net profit of $2.70, which is an ROI of 62.8% and a net margin of 19.3%. No profit calculator is an exact science, but this is a really, really good estimation of what you're going to see for those fees. You're going to want to check every potential product before purchasing it in this FBA calculator to make sure that after the cost of goods and all of the fees, there is still profit to be made. This tab is perfect for simplifying how you can find products within any category or any brand that is performing really well on Amazon. Next, we have the Sellers tab and my personal favorite, the Storefront Stalker. Both of these can also be located on the main front dashboard or from the menu on the left-hand side. In my opinion, this Sellers tab is one of the most powerful resources that we have for online arbitrage sellers, and no other software has our capabilities. Now, what we want to do here is set in some filters. The first thing I'm going to do is come to the country and filter it in. I want to see the sellers that are in the United States of America. Now, for the number of brands and the number of products, what I'm trying to do here is find sellers that I can just look at their storefront and basically copy and paste what they're doing. So the more brands that they have and the more products that they have, that's a really good indicator to me that they're number one, arbitrage sellers, or number two, wholesale sellers. So this is a great way to weed all irrelevant sellers out of our search. We're not going to see the private label people, and we can also weed out people who are too big for us to compete with. So if you're just doing arbitrage and you can't compete with those wholesale sellers, then we can limit the number of feedback so that we're just seeing sellers who are comparable to us and we can just copy what they're doing. For number of products, I'm going to set this to a minimum of 15, just to make sure that this is a seller who has enough active listings and clearly that's showing me that they know what they're doing. For number of brands, I'm going to set that maybe somewhere around the 10 mark. It doesn't have to be that much, but keep in mind, the more brands that they are selling, that is a very good indicator that they are doing arbitrage. Because arbitrage sellers are just chasing listings. So they're not just picking up one brand and just selling all of that brand. It's not a wholesale account. They're just jumping on whatever they can find that is profitable in that moment. So they're going to have a ton of different brands under their belt. I might say that I want the rating of the seller to be a minimum of 80 out of 100 because I'm not going to want to copy sellers that are not getting good ratings. I want to keep my account health good and clean here, so I want to find sellers who are doing things the right way and getting really good ratings. And then for number of feedback, I can put that maybe to a filter of around 900. People who are doing wholesale, they are selling a lot of products. They're not making a ton of money on each of them, but their game is selling volume. So they are selling more and getting less for profit. And because they're doing this and they're selling so much more, they're going to get more feedback. So those sellers that you're finding that have thousands of feedback, those are really good indicators of wholesale sellers. And if you're not able to open up these same wholesale accounts, then you're not on their level to compete. So you don't want too much feedback here. And if you did have a specific brand in mind that you are trying to reach out and find those products for because you have access to them, you could put in that brand name here. Now let's search. So from those minimal filters right there, we have just over 20,000 sellers here. That is so many rabbit trails, and that is so powerful. Now from here, all we need to do is look at those different sellers, and if they look like it's someone we can compete with, they don't have too many brands like this one right here, Getty, Crafty. That's a lot of brands. That's a lot of products. They're probably going to be out of our league as smaller Amazon online arbitrage sellers. So I can even click here and filter it down low to high. So I can start seeing those sellers who are more on my level. Now we can even make our sourcing a little less lengthy and put a maximum here. So we might say for number of products, we don't want to see any more than maybe 300 products. And for number of brands, we might not want them to have more than 25. Now we narrow that list down to just over 15,000. And again, you want to set these filters for what's comparable to you. What can you compete with? So these numbers are not concrete, they're not set in stone, but these are really good starting points for you to try to find sellers that you can start just replicating what they're doing. Now from here, what you do is you're going to just click this little eye and it's going to take you into the storefront stalker and you will have access to all of these sellers' entire catalog. Then you can see at a really quick glance if this is an arbitrage seller. This sellers tab and this storefront stalker literally has endless leads to last you a lifetime. This next feature is going to be such a huge component for your online arbitrage sourcing, and that is the ProfitGuru Google Chrome extension. Once you download the ProfitGuru Chrome extension from the Google Chrome store, you're going to see it pop up right here on every single Amazon listing. And everything that you need to know about the product in order to determine if it's something good for reselling is going to be right here. We have all of the product specs, the weight, the ASIN, the UPC, and then right here you can see if your account is eligible or not to be selling this product and brand. So I can see I'm eligible to sell. Next, we have the best sellers rank, which indicates sales volume. So the lower this is, the better. Currently, it's at 18.3 thousand, and the 30-day average was 24.3 thousand. So this is a pretty fast mover, and our estimated monthly sales here is between 260 to 371. The estimated monthly sales is based off of the BSR, so that's why it is a range. I can see that there are 65 total sellers on this product, 29 being FBA sellers. So there is a ton of competition here. Now we have our Keepa, so we can make sure things are staying steady. I can check the pink buy box to make sure it's not fluctuating too much. And the green is our sales rank. So we can see across time if it's a steady seller. Now, because this is a great value product, I know that this is right at Walmart. So I can find this exact product for $3.47. So now I'm going to plug that into our profit calculator. And I can see after the Amazon fees, selling it for where the buy box currently is, there is no profit to be made. But what's neat about the profit calculator is you can also set it to what you want to be your desired ROI, and it's going to tell you what the cost price has to be to get that ROI. Now the extension is going to tell us the brand that's listing this product and tell us all of the products this brand has to sell on Amazon. So clearly FCV is not great value. So this is someone who's listing the product themselves through brand registry. Chances are if they are selling this great value product, they probably have a ton of other arbitrage products in their catalog that we can go and look at. And then right down here, I can see all of the offers that are currently active on this listing, which is going to be huge and very powerful. Because again, if a seller is selling a great value product, that is a really good indicator that they are an online arbitrage seller and that they have other products that you can replicate and sell what they're selling. So I like to start first with the FBA sellers since they're the same model as me. And all I need to do is click the little I right here to open up their entire catalog. Now this one seller alone has over 200 products that now I can start rabbit trailing. I already know they use Walmart to source from as one of their suppliers, so chances are a lot of these other products I can also just search and find at Walmart, enter in on the profit calculator from my Chrome extension, and see if it's profitable. And I'm going to do this for every single seller that's on this listing. That's potentially thousands upon thousands of leads at my fingertips. And that's just from this one listing. There are so many other great value products that are on Amazon that I can do the same thing. Now let's check out this brand and see what they have listed. We have Kirkland, Great Value, Sunny D, Swanson. So this brand is definitely an arbitrage seller, and there is possibly a lot of really good leads here. And on each of these listings, I can see all of the sellers that are selling those products. So not only are all of these product listings right here leads for me, they are also rabbit trails because now I have all of these different sellers that I can go in and look at their storefronts and see what I can duplicate. The Chrome extension is so powerful doing this method, and you're going to have an unlimited amount of leads and possible products to sell at your fingertips. Finally, if you want to take your online arbitrage to the next level, you might want to consider going with bundles. In the simplest of terms, bundles are one listing that feature several different products. But these products must be related in some way or complement each other. They can't just be randomly thrown in there. It's not going to make sense and it's not going to sell. So this last feature is going to show you how you can take a product that you have in mind, and then from this feature we have, figure out other products that will bundle well with it. But if you're completely new with how to do bundles, it kind of is a process. You will need some other credentials in order to do this the correct way, such as establishing an LLC and doing a trademark and getting brand registered if you really want to go all in with it. But if you are so new to bundles that this is kind of sound foreign to you, don't worry, we created a mini series all about how to do this, and I will link that right above for you. So check that out as soon as you're done with this video. We can come right down here to view bundle ideas, or come to the side and click on the little shopping cart. Now there are nearly 200,000 different bundles here for you. And what happens is the software looks at one product and it sees where it's pointing towards. So if this product and this product are pointing towards each other, this product and this product are pointing towards each other, and these two products are pointing at each other, then that's giving us really good data that people are buying these things together, and that's why they're thrown together for a bundle idea. So let's say you found a product and you want to bundle it with something, but you're not really quite sure what to put it with. So I'm going to put the ASIN right there for the product. And what I searched was the ASIN for Mod Podge. So the opportunity score here is telling you how well these products are pointing at each other, and that customers who are buying one are buying the others. And then I can see the breakdown on each different product. I could go to Amazon and view these products separately. We have everything here: the price, the fees, sales rank, estimated sales, and number of sellers. But down here is where it gets really powerful. So if we were selling these three separately on three separate listings, that's 3 separate times that we have to pay fees to Amazon. But if we bundle them all together, then that is only 1 set of fees that we have to pay one time. So if we were selling these 3 products separately, I can see that the total fees would be $14.75. And before the cost of goods, that leaves us with a net of $7.82, which to buy those 3 products, it doesn't seem like we'd be able to do that for under $7.82. So individually, they're probably not profitable after all of those fees. But if I put them together, we save $6.82 in those fees. And now our net before our cost of goods is $14.64. So that basically doubled the wiggle room that we have to purchase the products. And that's why bundling can be so effective, because you're saving money on fees. And if the products go well together, if the customer was going to buy each of these things separately anyways, then you're increasing value to them and saving them time. They can purchase them all with 1 click rather than having to go to 3 separate listings to get them. So because you're increasing the value to them, you can sell these bundles for a little higher than what you would sell them each individually for. So this is a great place to come if you want to start building those bundles, but you're not quite sure what to put different products works with. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I really hope you're starting to see how ProfitGuru is simply the only software that any style of Amazon seller will ever need, no matter if you're doing wholesale, private label, or arbitrage. We really have all of the features that you need all in one, especially for those types of sellers like me who like to dabble around in all of the different selling models. Our goal with making this software is so that we as sellers can have one place to go to for all of our selling model needs. And now that we've developed it, we can share with you guys. So no matter which model you're starting in, maybe you're wanting to switch directions, you're not going to have to worry about signing up to all of these different softwares, because that really does add up and eat into your profit margins. And we're not stopping anytime soon. We are just looking at the future and how we can develop even further to meet our own Amazon selling needs and your Amazon selling needs.